Now, joining me live in studio now is Professor Tracey Brame, the Associate Dean of Experiential Learning and Practice Preparation at Cooley Law School. Thank you so much, Tracey, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we mentioned earlier the jury heard from 8 witnesses, 2 of whom actually saw what happened. How much value do you think those firsthand accounts offered for jurors today?
So they're incredibly valuable because what we have in this case is a video, right, that really shows us what happened factually, that, Leola was shot in the back of the head. What it doesn't tell us is why or what led up to it or what was the intent of either of the parties that were involved. And so both sides here, the prosecution and the defense, want to establish a narrative. They want to establish a story of what happened in the case, and having eyewitnesses tell the story, eyewitnesses who were there to share that story from their perspective is incredibly powerful testimony from the jurors, particularly because from the prosecution standpoint, right, that's the story that they have, that's the narrative that they have. We may hear from Mr. Schurr on the defense side, we'll see, but what the prosecution has, since of course Ms. Leola is no longer here, is the people who saw what happened. So that's going to be important in giving context to the videos that the jurors were shown.
And there were multiple different videos. They spent a lot of the better part of today watching many of those videos of what led up to that. It included body cam, dash cam, the passenger cell phone, and even Ring doorbell video. What do you think is the purpose behind spending so much time analyzing those videos?
Because again, that is the key piece of evidence that we have in this case, and both sides are using it as evidence to prove their point, right? So the prosecution is trying to show with the video evidence that the victim in this case was trying to get away, wasn't a real danger to Officer Schurr, et cetera. Officer Schurr's defense counsel is trying to use that same video evidence to show that Mr. Leola disobeyed repeated commands and that Officer Schurr was afraid for his life. And so because that video is the key piece of evidence, they're showing it from different angles, right, and stills of the video, et cetera. And I'm sure that we'll hear in closing statements, both sides emphasize the pieces of the video that are important for their case.
Yeah, and another thing in opening statements that we heard, and another thing that was brought up was that taser. It was brought up many times with multiple witnesses. Do you see that trend continuing? Is the taser something that's going to continue to be discussed likely?
Yeah, so we'll hear a lot about the taser because that is key to Officer Schurr's claim that he was afraid for his life. You heard in opening statements, as you mentioned earlier, that the prosecution basically said that there was no reasonable officer should have been afraid under those circumstances because the taser is not a deadly weapon, right? Maybe it'll hurt you, maybe it'll stun you, but it's not going to kill you. So that would not have been a justification for Officer Schurr shooting Mr. Loyola. On the other side, you heard the defense say that you can't even handle, right? You can't carry a taser unless you have a license for it, unless you've been trained, and that it can be, in fact, a deadly weapon. So we're going to hear a lot about that, right? How is it the mechanics of a taser, how people are trained, and what it can actually do.
So what are we expecting moving forward into tomorrow real quickly?
So you'll probably hear from a few more experts from the prosecution side, police experts on policy and procedure, to again give context to how Officer Schurr reacted and whether he should have reacted that way. And again, probably more about the taser.
Okay, Tracey Brame, thank you so much for joining us. And Tracey will be joining us on the 7 pretty much all week to kind of recap what we go through. So be sure to stay with News 8 for continuing coverage of the Schurr trial from start to finish. We'll monitor all the latest developments as they come into the newsroom, both on air and in real time on woodtv.com.